Hey guys, and welcome back. Since we began filming, lots of stuff have happened. We've got the COVID thing going on, and I sent the engine block out to get finished by LN Engineering. And in the meantime, I got a bunch of packages about rebuilding the car. So behind me here, we're going to be opening up all the boxes, including the engine block. So we're just going to check out what we got in the mail and open up all these boxes, see what's inside. And thank all the folks that have been working to deliver all these packages to me and well, everybody else. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to pop open these packages and take a look at what's inside. And let's see. I forget what is in most of these because I ordered them months ago. Let's take a look. Okay, this package is from eBay. I got a new starter, which I got a new starter just in case because the original one was very hesitant when it would start. It would really almost barely start. You know, sometimes it would catch. So I'm gonna see if that fixes that problem. Let's see, more stuff. Power steering pump. I bought this because I noticed there was on top of the engine a ton of power steering fluid that dumped out of the someplace. I'm not quite sure where, but I think for less than $100 I got these two parts on eBay. Really. So if they end up fixing the problem, great. If not, back to the drawing board. Okay, so got the starter, power steering. Let's move on to the next box. I don't remember what's in this box, so let's take a look. I have nothing to do with the car. This is O2 sensors. O2 sensors either before or after the catalytic converter. The recommendation was, this car's getting pretty old now, 15 years, and also I got a new catalytic converter, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. Let's take a look in this box, and we're gonna have a little drink. Cheers to those of you guys who are working at home and maybe doing a little car work, because that's what we're going to be starting. Let's take a look. All right, we got first item is new fuel injectors. New fuel injectors. These are a little bit higher in flow rate, just a tiny bit over stock, because one, you need new fuel injectors when you do a rebuild, and two, we actually bored this out from a 3.8 to a 4.0. So let's take a look. There we go. There's our new fuel injectors. And, yeah, a little bit higher fuel rate. I don't know if that means I need to do anything with the computer. We'll find out. So we got new injectors. This here, mixed in with some of the shipments, are some tools that I needed to complete the job. And I'm going to mix those in as I'm going. Just so that you're aware of the things that you need to complete a job like this. A coolant vacuum fill tool is required because the engine is in the back. And the coolant goes all the way to the front of the car. So there's a lot of circulation going on in the coolant area, and you need to be able to fill the entire thing and not wait, because the longer you wait while the coolant and the engine is warming to fill the coolant, more damage you cause your car. So I picked up one of these. This is basically what this is a vacuum fill tube that sits on top of your coolant reservoir and sucks the coolant through the engine before the engine even starts. So the whole point of that is that you can start the engine, let it warm up, and not crack the block, because the coolant takes forever for it to get in there. So definitely a necessary thing for an engine that's rear facing. Alright, so the vacuum fill tube. What else have we got? More stuff in here. Oh, these are the air oil separators. This was recommended to be replaced by most forms that I looked at. Air oil separators at the bottom. When these get cracked, they end up causing a vacuum leak. And other nasty things to happen. Let's see. Gap tool. This is for doing gap work. This is necessary for not spark plugs, but actually some of the cam work that we're going to do in the car. So just a simple $3 gap tool. I don't remember what these are. I'll have to, maybe I'll just open one up, take a look. I think these are the bearings for, yeah. These are the bearings that go along with the camshaft. This was recommended to be replaced. It was a fairly inexpensive part. And these tend to get worn, and this part holds, I believe, the intake cam. Are these on? I think it's the intake cam. It's one of the bearings inside there. All right, so 2 of those. Bunch of micro encapsulated screws. I think this is for the oil return. Let's see. Miscellaneous parts. Oh, these are the bearings that go along. Oh, this is, what else do we got here? These are some parts to the fuel rail guide, not the fuel rail, the chain rail guides in the camshaft. Bunch of parts that were recommended replacing, so I got those all. Alright. This is the engine gasket kit that you buy for a 997. So this is going to contain all the gaskets that you need to rebuild an engine. Whenever you rebuild an engine, you get a gasket kit. Yeah, simple as that. So in the gasket kit, obviously you're going to get all new gaskets. Obviously new gaskets are not only important because they get worn out, but also they shrink, which causes leaks, not only for oil but for air. Air leaks cause either a too lean or a too rich mixture, and it causes the engine to not perform optimally. So if you just go on and look for a gasket kit for whatever engine you're rebuilding, it's going to contain all the doodads that you need to rebuild your engine. A lot of O-rings, a lot of various gaskets to go on. Lots of stuff here that I have no idea where it goes yet. Yikes. Some of this stuff I recognize taking it off, but there's a lot of gaskets in here that I don't immediately recognize, but some of them I do. This is the rear main serial, which leaks all the time. This one is supposed to be the new one, which prevents the leaking. Exhaust manifold gasket. This is the inside gaskets. We got head gaskets, but actually I'll just show you these real quick. These head gaskets I can't use actually. They're very nice head gaskets. I can't use them because these are for a 3.8 liter, which has the 99 millimeter, I think it's 99, opening. These were bored out to 101 millimeter, so the 4.0. Which I have other head gaskets in there, so if you guys need a head gasket for 3.8, let me know. Anybody guess what this box is? Yeah, you already. I bet you get it. This is a new clutch. The old clutch actually wasn't in too terrible shape, but since the transmission is out, the engine is out, new clutch isn't that much more money. We got the clutch plate. We got the new throwout bearing, which is important. And we've got the new pressure plate. And of course the clutch alignment tool, much needed. We won't break all this. Let's take it. This is a little bit heavy. The other one was from ECS Tuning. This one's from FCP Euro. FCP Euro had some really good deals. Porsche parts. So I appreciate the good deals that they had, especially during this time. This is a toolkit for Porsche. This mainly has to do with the timings of the cams and tightening down the cam shaft. So this toolkit is by EWK. This kit, along with the other kit for the timing, is gonna, necessary tools for your engine rebuild. You can get both for less than $100 on eBay or even Amazon. So you're gonna have your camshaft alignment tool, camshaft tightening tool with the little football. They call it football. These are the pins that go inside the engine. They go inside the crankshaft timing mechanism to hold it in place while you're doing the timing. Alright, what else we got? I have no idea what this is. Oh, timing blade tensioner. So, in my previous builds of engines, I rebuilt an engine and it lasted for about 3 years and then it quit because there was one thing in the entire engine that I did not replace, and that was the timing chain when I was rebuilding it. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. And FCP Euro was nice enough to have an awesome sale on all the timing components that go to this particular engine. So these are the tensioner paddles that hold the timing chain close to the IMS shaft and all that. So take a look in here. It's going to be what I think it is. This is one tensioner paddle. Brand new tensioner paddle, nice and smooth. These tend to get pitted after a long time in the engine. The chain just rubs against this. This is the chain guide. So, brand new ones of those. Not very expensive actually. With the sale, I don't know. I can't remember what these were. Maybe 20, 30 bucks. Like that. Air oil separator, the one that bolts to the top of the engine. Another recommended part for renewal job. Oh, I'll just mention this real quick. I never seen this before, but this place called FCP Euro, and I'm not getting any money from them. I don't get money from anybody for doing this. This is just for fun. But FCP Euro, everything in here has a lifetime replacement guarantee. And yeah, I've never heard of that before. Like, if any of this breaks, they replace it. You just have to ship the old part back. And what's weird about that is they also include oil and oil filter. Basically everything they sell on their site has a lifetime replacement warranty. And the price for which I paid for these, I don't know how they do that, but lifetime replacement warranty on all the parts I bought. And if you buy oil and oil filters, lifetime replacement. I don't know, that's what I saw on their website. It's a little bit weird, so I don't know. I never tried it. We'll find out. More chain tensioning guides here. I'm not going to open this. Chain tensioner paddle, similar to the other one. Same thing, you guys get the idea there. Chain tensioner paddle. Let's see what this is. Air oil separator again. There's two of those for each side of the engine. Chain tensioner paddle again. There's a lot of chain tensioner paddles in here. There's a lot of parts. Oh, this is the one that, another chain tensioner paddle. This is the one that takes the most abuse. in mine, there was definitely lots of deep pitting in this one, this particular chain tensioner. This one, you know, again, I think all these parts were less than $20 for each paddle, and you know, it's kind of unusual in a Porsche part replacement. Screws, lots of micro encapsulated screws. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but these come with basically the liquid on the end, Loctite. I don't know the name of it. The Loctite in the end that the screws go on. So these are recommended. Some of these are recommended replacements. I believe these are the camshaft holding bolts. Not something I want to mess around with having bolts that are not correct or out of whack. Let's see, I have no idea. This is Strudel kettle. All right, let's see what Strudel kettle is. Oh, here is the main IMS to crankshaft chain, Porsche. Definitely replacing the timing chain, reasons I mentioned earlier. Very important part. I'm not gonna have that snap on me. Lots more bolts that I wanted to replace. There's a ton of bolts here, but these are like, you know, 20 cents a piece or $1 a piece, something like that. It's interesting, inside the packaging, there's a package with packaging. So let's take a look where that came from. Oh, and there we go. Some, Loctite 565 was called for by Porsche. That's what we need for some of the thread sealer. Volkswagen Fast Mr. Off-Paste. This is the high pressure grease used in some of the seals. Has a weird part number and a weird name. Basically white grease. Another part here. Take a look at what this is. I'm interested. Oh, these are. Try to hold that up for the camera. These are the crankshaft bearings. Not the bearings that they sit on, but this is the lateral and forward movement bearings that keep the crankshaft from sliding back and forth. And those get worn down. So we're replacing those. These are the all of the spark plugs. So all 6 spark plugs, lifetime warranty. Why not? Give it a shot. Thank you, FCP Euro. I just did that one. This is the oil pressure relief valve, and actually I saw in here oil pressure relief spring. These are recommended to be replaced with new part numbers because they fail. So, oil pressure relief. sounds like an important part. And we'll take care of that. This is the crankshaft bolts, which are stretch bolts actually. I didn't know that. These hold the flywheel to the crankshaft. For another recommended replacement part. This must be more timing chain stuff. Yeah. Nope. Timing chain. This is the second timing chain, which comes off the intermediate shaft and powers the camshafts. And there's two of these. I won't bother doing that both. These were honestly, in this particular website, the cheapest I had found them. They were like a quarter of the price, but have been recommended widely as a good replacement part. Hopefully it is IWIS. Hopefully that's a good part. Way cheaper than the originals. More O2 sensors, two of those. Again, those either go in front or the back. I'm not gonna bring out the bolts so much. These are the camshaft bolts. Again, stretch bolts need to be replaced. Anything that has a torque angle to it. Chain tensioner paddles that go on top of the engine. Mostly a lot of anti-seize compound. Probably for the exhaust components. More bolts. I'm not going to bring out all the bolts. It's kind of boring. We got other stuff to do. Alright. Next up, we got a gear wrench. This is a torque wrench. Pretty excited to get a new torque wrench. This is powered. Makes all the beepy sounds when you torque it. Pretty excited about that. So yeah, lots of different torques on this engine, lots of really important torques. You know, I debated going back and forth, with myself about if I wanted the angle torque wrench, meaning it does torque and angle degrees, which actually a lot of components in this engine, not a lot, maybe 4 or 5 components in the engine have stretch bolts, which require you to torque it to a certain angle once you reach the maximal torque. I decided against it. I just didn't want to do, it was an extra, I think, $70 to get an angle torque wrench. And if you just hold up a simple angle protractor on the bolt, you can figure out the angle at which it needs to line up with. So I didn't really feel the need to buy the extra angle component for $70, where I could use a protractor, and that's 52 cents at Walmart. All right, so that's the torque wrench. We'll be using that a lot. All right, more EWK stuff. Again, this is the mixed in tools with a parts replacement on the engine. This particular tool is all about camshaft timing, which is a really interesting procedure in this engine. We've already seen a few videos on people doing some of the timing. And it's not just the timing, it's also the piston installation. Because, as we'll see in a minute, the crankshafts I'm sorry, yeah, the crankshaft and the connecting rods are really difficult to get to. In a particular part of the procedure, and I'll open this up for you guys. I have it the right way here. I feel like that case opening in Pulp Fiction. I should have had like glowing light come out of it, but this is the camshaft timing tools, which come in handy. These are the little bridges that hold down the camshaft while you're doing the timing, because the camshaft cover is actually missing while you're doing the timing. So you need those little bridges to hold down the timing, but these two other tools are pretty interesting. So this, in order to do the piston timing, or in order to get the pistons to connect to the connecting rod, once the block is sealed, you'll need this tool. Don't even try and do it without it. I'll take off the little ends here, but this tool slides through the block and aligns the connecting rod with the piston so that when it slides down, it's aligned perfectly. So that's like one part of it. And you can hear the fact that it was made in a 3D printer. Super cheap, $50. Definitely need it. This tool is critically important. Again, once you're aligning, this lets you put in the connecting rod pin, as well as the circlip. Pop it in there while it's in the engine. Probably doesn't make much sense right this second, but if you watch some of the videos, it makes a ton of sense. All right, tools for reassembling the engine and not breaking stuff. From the machine shop, we got our crankshaft. So I took it out to my local machine shop, which, if you're in Connecticut, it was Eastwood Machine Shop. Not sure how I can do this. So here we go. That is a balanced, polished crankshaft. This is what we need to make the engine perform. Been cleaned and ready to go from the machine shop. So this is steel and extremely heavy and weighty. Next up, heads down at the machine shop. Let's take a look at these. Freshly clean machine head, cylinder head, valve stem seals replaced, valves ground, whatever the word is. So you can see we got a freshly machined block back. All the valve seals have been replaced. I didn't do any of the, I didn't replace it, you know, the valves and everything. I just had them machined and didn't replace any springs per se. I didn't see any reason to. The engine, besides the scoring, was pretty well kept. A gigantically heavy box. Let's take a look. This one is from Ellen Engineering. Those guys have been working the entire time through the COVID. And we just got this box today and it's full of these peanuts, so you're gonna maybe see these flying everywhere as we get this under here. Coolant, additive. These are lots of peanuts. These must be the bearings that I ordered for the crankshaft. Let's take a look. It's either the crankshaft or the connecting rod. Yeah, this one, oh, I can't tell. Well, a bunch of bearings to go either in the connecting rod or the crankshaft. I'm not going to open each one of these, but a whole ton of bearings there, which is awesome. Bearing replacements. We've got the thermostat, low temperature opening thermostat from Ellen Engineering to prevent extra wear in the engine, so it opens extra early and allows that coolant to get into the engine so that it doesn't wear. Thermostat removal tool. I didn't even know I ordered this, but yeah, just a quick little doodad to get the thermostat in and out easily. Cool. Literally cool. Haha. Moving on, more bolts that I needed. I don't even know what those are for. Again, more bolts. Probably for the coolant water pump. This is a new serpentine belt. This is the belt that powers all the accessories and the coolant. Definitely good to replace that. Double gaskets. Yeah, I got double gaskets. Yeah. Came with it. Technical library. This is basically explaining the changes that were made to the engine from the machine shop so that I can understand how to handle the new cylinder sleeves. Important manual. We'll be taking a look at that. This must be the brake-in oil. So, so many peanuts. Show you there we go. We got peanuts everywhere. This is the brake-in oil. I guess for this particular engine, you need to use conventional motor oil. during the break-in period so that the rings on the pistons wear correctly. If you use the other synthetic motor oil, the rings will not wear correctly because synthetic motor oil is, well, extra and it doesn't allow a lot of wear. So this is the break-in oil for the initial engine. A whole bunch of those, obviously. Another heavy box. Fun stuff. Another box from Ellen Engineering. This is probably the pistons, my guess. Maybe some other things. Oh no. Our peanuts. So many peanuts. I should show you guys how many peanuts there are here. You guys see that? Mountain of peanuts. Alright. Alright, Loctite sealant. The valve cover. I have no idea what this is. Let's see. This is the. I want to make sure I have enough room to make this off. Is this the water pump? I'm sure what it is. Let's find out. Lots of bubble wrap with peanuts. Is the water pump kit. New water pump from Ellen Engineering. I always need a new water pump whenever you do this stuff because you can get yourself into trouble if your water isn't pumping. Real quick. There's a seal on there. New water pump. Move some of the peanuts out of the way. Oh my gosh. Alright. We've got the ARP head bolts. These are optional. These are fastening the head to the block. I picked them up because I just felt better getting these. These are extra strong versions of the head bolt, but actually you can get these much cheaper just by buying the regular Porsche crankcase head bolts. But these are reusable. Again, these take one torque. These aren't not stretch bolts, so they do not stretch. So you can reuse them if you end up taking the head off again. But the just buying the regular head bolts probably not necessary to do this. And these might be the crankshaft bolts. Same thing. More bolts for the engine. These are the rod connecting rod bolts. These are necessary to replace because they are stretch bolts. These are reinforced versions. These tend to be the ones that go on the Porsches from what I read. So you definitely want these connecting rod bolts. From a RP, basically every forum recommended the connecting rod bolts because they were faulty. Let's see. Lots of peanuts. And what I think we have here is the piston rings. Piston rings, maybe. Oh no, this is not the piston ring. This is actually this is actually the tapered sleeve to. Well, this wasn't necessary either, but it was super cheap. It's a tapered sleeve to get the piston and the rings into the block. So just a pre-fitted. So you can just buy the compression kind too. Alright. Before I get too deep into this here. Oh, this is assembly lubricant. So basically the lubricant required to do some of the assembly on the grease, which is meant for assembly on the camshafts and a lot of the pieces inside the engine for first crank. This is really just to keep all the engine parts lubricated while you're assembling. Excited to get to that. I'm going to move this box down because these peanuts are going to fly everywhere. Alright. So many peanuts. Alright. These are the pistons. Let's take a look inside. Excited to see the new pistons. Because mine are all scored and messed up and all that stuff. So we got the JE piston stickers. Have to stick those on my laptop. Ring set, I'm not going to open those right now, but you guys know what a piston ring is, and if you don't, this isn't going to help you if I show you. These are new, I forget, I have a terrible memory, but these are the things that hold the connecting rod to the piston. I'll think of that name off the top of my head. Pins, piston pins. And get these out. Hopefully these are bigger sizes. Let's take a look at the pistons. Awesome looking pistons, forged particularly for this engine. Take a look at those. Those are the new pistons going in to fit in the newly bored out block. We need bigger pistons. to handle the new size of the block. On the other side here, you can see where the piston pins go through the holes. And these are weighted to go on either side of the engine, I believe. Whatever. So we got 6 of those, and a bunch of ring sets, and I'm not going to take each one of these out, but those are the pistons. Alright, let me pull you off of here, sorry about the shakiness, but here we got the engine block. This is what took all the time to do. This took nearly 10 weeks to finish. So this is the newly bored out pistons and sleeves, the Nickies coating. Pistons and the rings were specially built for this Nickies coating. So we're going to take a look inside here. Now, here is the actual head gaskets, which go on this engine because it's been bored out to 101 millimeters. So we got those. These down here, head gaskets. Let's take a look what we got in here. From Ellen Engineering. We got some warning tags here that tell me I need to make sure I fully clean out these engine bits and clean all the passages. There's lots of debris in there from the plating process and the sleeving process. So this is what those are about. All right. So let's see. This is the one half of the engine block, looking pretty awesome. Nice and clean too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you back over here, pull out this block and take a look at it, because see the sleeves in there. Move this out of the way. So I'm gonna show you the back half of the block. This is actually the good. This is good. This is the second bank with cylinder 6, 5, and 4 in it. This is the one, number 6. It had the awful scoring on it. And so we're going to pull off this tape and take a look inside. My name on the little name tag here, I like that. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I can show you guys. I'll show you in a minute. On here, we got tape in here, probably to keep out dust. Lots of masking tape. Cylinders are looking very nice. So these have been re-sleeved and have the right cut to them. I'll bring you over here in a sec here. Check it out. Let's take a look. Again, cylinder number 6, which is the one that had all the bore scoring, is nice and smooth. You can see the top of the sleeve. I can feel it right here. Top of the sleeve. Of course, all the others are the same, but this is the Nickies sleeving. That, well, what they say is you should never have bore scoring. This is a much harder material than the aluminum that was in the original engine. This is a little name tag you give you on here, so you get your little name stamped on it. And you can probably see in there the sleeve, where the sleeve ends and where the kind of other part of the cylinder begins. Just want to kind of give you an idea what it looks like here. And yeah, looks awesome. Let's flip it upside down. Take a look at the other side here. It's aluminum, but it's still pretty heavy. All right. So, taking a look from the bottom side, you can see everything's bored correctly so that the pin can slide in through the side here. The pin slides in through this hole here. There's a bolt right here, and the pins to connect the pistons to the connecting rod have to slide through here. So that's it. These just need to be cleaned thoroughly, and once they're cleaned, they're ready to go. We'll be bolting everything back together and slapping it on there. Connecting these case halves. I'm not going to bother showing you the other one. It looks basically the same. So, all right. So that was the unboxing of all the stuff that has accumulated over the last like 2 months of shipping various engine parts and gathering them. So we're finally here. We're ready to reassemble the engine, and the next time you see me, we're going to be putting this engine back together, and I'm going to be going over some of the steps, but some of the steps I kind of recommend you go to Jake Raby and kind of get a better detail of the engine that you're working on. But yeah, we're going to reassemble this, and we're going to get it back inside the car here. It's looking pretty empty in there. Yeah, I know. We'll get you back and running again soon, buddy. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out. And if you want to see more, come back and check it out. All right, thanks.